we're going to get rolling. It's 11:03. Please join us on camera if you're feeling brave. It's nice to see some faces. I feel like I have someone to talk to. Make sure you got a notebook, cup of coffee. Hi, Cassia. Nice to see you. This is very nice. Grateful for all of you being here. Everybody have a good long weekend? Yeah? It finally felt like summer, am I right? I'm with you. No, this is good stuff. As people come in, we'll just kind of let them come in. So those of you who don't know me, I am Trina Lane. I've been in the beauty industry for 20 years now. And my, oh my, it goes by fast, but at times it doesn't feel like it goes by fast. And this is my friend and assistant, Krista. So she's hanging out with us all week as well. So Krista's going to be in charge of plopping links into the chat as we see fit. And if you have any questions or things you'd like to kind of have us cover, drop it into the chat for now. At the end of nearing our time together, we'll open it up for a little Q&A if there's any questions that you actually want to ask us, if that sounds okay. That way we're just kind of smooth sailing through everything. So welcome to the Beauty Business Method. So 20 years, you guys, and I started more in skin therapy, just to give you kind of a quick highlight. Skin therapy, moved into as a professional makeup artist. Alongside that with makeup training, I also became like a huge fan of, I feel as, you know, solopreneurs, we developed some skill set and then we're like, where do we go from here? So I developed what is called the Brand Yourself, which is now morphed into what you're part of now, the Beauty Business Method. And it's about that self-development, that personal growth, the career consulting, you know, and I've been spending the last probably about 13 years doing this for solopreneurs and small teams. And it's having master classes and bringing some of my friends, industry colleagues together that creates kind of a nice, colorful master class. So this way we can teach you a few things that you can start applying like literally today into your business. So we do have a few things kind of like built for you that's going to kind of work into what I call like a little bit of a system. So then that way we're not feeling kind of like we're a little all over the place, but heads up, we might kind of jump around a bit, okay? Just because sometimes it's like, there's this, but we might also need to kind of come back to that, if that makes sense. Gonna let the next person in here. Hello and welcome. We're just getting started. So what I like to teach is my Brand Yourself is all about the staples, getting back to basics, the fundamentals, if you will. However, everything we're talking about this week is really relevant for 2024. Because I mean, like a show of hands, can we all agree? Like the market's continuously changing. Social media is not the same. Human behavior has definitely taken a little bit of a pivot, right? So there's a lot of things that we want to make sure that it's relevant for you today. So professional strategy, again, with that personal development, okay? Also, I'm a huge fan of everything we approach this week. And when I also educate, teach, and spend time with my clients is it's great to achieve success and have ambition, but I'm also a fan of we do not need to sacrifice our health, our family, our values. Am I right? Avoiding burnout, mental health, those need to be priority. We need to be priority before our career. And once we tackle those things, therefore, then we can have the success that we're dreaming about. Because there's nothing worse than getting something started and then you realize, why am I running around with my head cut off? Have we been there? Or just maybe starting to experience it a bit? Or maybe you're coming in as a newbie being like, I want to avoid all of that. Right? Like that does not sound fun to me. I don't want to build a business where I'm just available for everybody. I'm all about enthusiasm, but there's also some things, right, where I'm like, let's get back to those basics, okay? So I also have a podcast as well, and Crystal will plop in some links kind of as I'm chatting here, as I've already mentioned. The Uncut, we talk about career trauma, we talk about hustle culture, I talk about the lost journey, I talk about ambition. There's a lot of few things in there. Take a listen if you're on Spotify. You can listen to it while you're out for a walk, out driving your car. But I talk a lot of things where I'm like, we need strategy that encompasses everything. You know, we need to make sure we build our businesses and careers that leave room for wellness and practice. You know, our careers are an extension of us, right? Like, who is with me? Again, a show of hands. We have gifts, we have some talents, we got some skill set, man. Like, we want to share that with the world, right? And that makes us feel good. We're grooving. I like we've got some dancing going on, right? But we're also fans of making sure that, again, we're using those gifts to align also with our purpose. And I would encourage you to write this first thought down. My purpose, creating a meaningful work, creating that, a purposeful vocation where we're going to sell out to our career, but we're not going to sell our soul. Right? Us first, business second. It's everything we talk about this week. Every guest speaker I have coming in, we're all kind of hammering the same thing. Because in 2024, I think it was like almost like another like boom. A little bit of a detox year. Okay. That's okay, Mary. I see you there. Nice to see you, love. Damn cameras. So the beauty business method, which we'll be talking about kind of along the way, is a 6-month mentorship and coaching program where you get to spend time with me and really do a deep dive, really assess, are we taking things apart? Are we doing a reinvention on you? Are we doing a rebrand? Where are we going from here? So this is just a highlight of some of the things we'll be talking about. But what I appreciate more than ever is we'll need also flexibility in how we, take care of our training, the things we're doing for ourselves, right? And I also like to think that training should not be cookie cutter. So when you've taken your skills for what you're doing right now, yes, basic fundamentals, right? But it was still kind of customized to what is it that you need out of this training? Am I correct? Like, that's what I look for when I'm always doing certain training for myself, right? So again, building a career that is meaningful work. But before we dive in, I want to get a pulse on a couple of things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy something here. I'm also going to throw it into the chat. I want to get a pulse of my crowd today. Okay, everyone take a peek at the chat and just type it in here. What stands out to you out of this list? What relates to you? Probably saving time, making money. When we dive into the playbook, this is the stuff that I talk about the most. Does everyone see that in their chat? Saving time, we got saving money, making money, less stress, relieving stress, increased happiness, feeling better, looking better, having that success, that recognition within like our peer groups, our colleagues. I always say contributing to society, being part of an industry. Like, that's what we want, right? An industry is what makes it, people coming together is actually what makes that industry, right? Feeling safe and secure, I feel like, is also probably a top goal. Feeling like or loved, amen. Avoiding effort, right? Maybe there's fear, there's some FOMO there. I get it too from time to time. Who's into moon cycles? I felt like there was a little bit of a chuckle in August with like the full moon. I'm like, everyone's on edge, right? Or I hate to say it, women's hormones. That also just kind of sneaks on in there. And we're like, why do I feel like I have a little bit of fear and I'm scared right now, right? Belonging, being part of that community I mentioned, and instant gratification. Is instant gratification even a thing for much anymore? Probably, because I think sometimes we're always busy watching what other people are doing and wishing what we had what they had, if that kind of makes sense. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things. And I think it's great just to kind of refer to this list. Don't study it too much. Don't get too hung up on it. But it's just nice to have that as a reference. And I'm going to bet your clients probably also relate to that list. So this is kind of a fun fact to know, because guess what? We are in the business of relationships. I don't care if you're a makeup artist like me, a nail tech, do facials, massage. Great. That's what we do. But we're in the business of relationships. We're there to take care of people. Am I right? Okay. Who's got a copy of the playbook? We got it referencing? I'm pretty assuming you probably got your highlighters, pens, and papers anyways. That's how I roll too, right? So what we're going to be doing is, let's move into, this week is about providing some support. However, we're going to make you work, because that's all part of a masterclass. You are in charge of adjusting your sales where you need to go. Okay. And it's all about getting back to mindset. So with this being said, let's just dive right into our playbook. I've gone ahead and this is kind of how I roll too. I always print mine off. I'm always doing some stuff, all the fun stuff that's like in there. But I would like for you just to kind of actually take some time together. I do have Urush coming in at around 11:30, so she's going to also be teaching you guys some stuff here as well. But what I would like to do is let's really nurture us right now and have an honest conversation. What is your why? Right? Whatever comes down from your heart, there's no right or wrong. That's the beauty of a masterclass. That's the beauty about being a solopreneur. This is the beauty about doing what you want to do with your career. What is your why? I'm going to circle back a little bit to that little list that I shared with you. Time and money were definitely my top two. How I spend my time, and even more, who I spend it with. Oh yeah, I'm seeing some nods. This is the topic of career trauma. If in any past jobs, gigs, things you were trying to do, if you didn't get along with certain people and they were just like a little this is what causes career trauma, right? Choosing who we work with creates what? Vibrancy. Creates better partnerships and collaborations. We feel like we're stronger together as a community when we got the right humans to work with. Kristen and we mesh so well. I have a lot of partnerships like that. Like you meet, you're on the same page, we got same values, we're on the same page with so many things, and it just works. Doesn't mean we'll never have a fight, a mild argument. We're human. But are you feeling me? Who do you want to spend that time with? How do you want to spend that day? Money. How do you want to make your money? So in your career, in your profession, in your decision to be here, these are the things that obviously are relating to you. And this is also very important. This is getting back to those basics and never lose sight of that. Being in charge of your paycheck. Here's the thing. You're either going to work hard for someone or you're going to work hard for yourself. I take the latter. And again, choosing who I get to work with. Right? We're in the business of creativity and play and relaxation and therapy. There shouldn't be something that's causing like massive conflict, because that's not fun. Let's think about our clients too a little bit. Start manifesting the type of clients you like. As I said, they probably fall into that same list, right? We're looking for like-minded individuals, people who also appreciate you. I would write that down, as an affirmation, like I'm attracting the right type of clients that appreciate me. Maybe they have a little bit of disposable cash because they believe in wellness. But here's the thing, again, in 2024, people want to have a relationship with someone. They want an expert in whatever it may be. So say acne. I'll just throw that out there as a skin therapist. If your specialty, your niche is acne, guess what you're promoting and guess what you're attracting. That's how I started. And then that's how the makeup became something too, because I realized actually I'm really good with working with skin problems and concerns and showcasing to other clients, this is how you actually wear makeup for your type of skin. Right? Find something within there. Talk about what type of clients you would like. So have a sneaky suspicion. Think about even your target market. If you have not done so, I highly suggest do what I call as a mini market research. Where am I working out of? Where's my place of business? Who are the people around me? Even better, who's doing what I'm doing or something similar to that I could collaborate and work with. Here's the thing, a solopreneur doesn't need to be lonely. It takes a village. You don't need everybody. You just might need a small crowd of humans you can partner up with. And I would encourage you to really let's highlight that baby. This is all circling back to time, money, my why. Health comes first, then we're building a business. Here's another question to kind of start wrapping your brain around. When do you work the best? And the reason why I'm asking you this is we all have certain energy that comes and goes throughout the day. Am I right? We need to factor in time when we work on our business. We can't just always be with clients and be on the fly with everything else. And lesson learned, do not work on your summer vacation. Because then you mess up the time slot for the masterclass and nobody knows what's going on. Lesson learned. Okay. Again, goes down to how do you spend your time, guys? Right? So on that note, circling back to when am I really good with high energy? Because a lot of that energy obviously needs to go into the person you're with to do your job, right? Because we're there to what? Make them feel good, make them feel elated, have a great, wonderful experience. But on top of that, when are you working on your business? And I would encourage you to think about your schedule. We got 7 days a week. Number one, what's your day off? This is not when you work on a masterclass, Trina. You honor that day off, okay? Take that day off, unplug, think about you, think about your needs, think about your wellness, your own personal mental health, physical health, okay? Number two, when are you seeing clients and when are you working on your business? We need to create a schedule that can sometimes be flexible, because this is what's beautiful about being a solopreneur. It's not going to be the same week every week unless you choose it to be so. So typically my strongest days with clients, physically with clients doing makeup or hosting masterclasses, doing workshops, meetings, you name it, happen between Tuesday to Thursday. Those are my biggest, fullest days. Mondays are a half. My wellness, I honor Mondays are very sacred to me on a personal level. And then somewhere in the afternoon, I'm probably just kind of catching up on a few things, emails, whatever have you. But you need to find time when you're working on your business. You will know what's going to work for you. And we work in seasons. Okay. So that means every 3 months and so you need to recharge and you need to reevaluate. Hi, Arush. There's my girl. She's going to be jumping in the next 10 minutes to give you even more stuff, so be ready for it. But I just want to get us warmed up with a few thoughts, okay? This is what we're going to be spending time on. I'm going to be repeating a few things over and over again, but that's okay. Because we keep building on that why, okay? We're plugged in, we're aligned with ourselves and what we currently need. Okay, question. Got to throw it out there. We're thinking about clients, we're thinking about our needs, the services we're providing. How much money would you need to be making every month to feel like you have a nice, sustainable business and we feel comfortable? Remember these words I put up on the chat? Safe and secure. I feel, as I will say it, for women, that is probably like one of the top things. Safe and secure. But that's what also is great about women. We're also very intuitive. We can dip into our feminine energy. We can dip into our masculine energy, right? We kind of balance back and forth. We figure it out. If it's not working, we just say, that's it. I'm out. Something's got to change. We don't keep drumming the same beat. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have flexibility. So think about every season. How much money would it take per month to create security and safety for you? Write a number down. Whatever pops into your brain, just write that bad boy down. Work on that number later. If it's not 100% accurate, that's okay. We all have a ballpark at times. There's certain numbers we speak to, okay? Now, I'm also a fan of let's do the math. So this goes back to that week. How are we spending our days and our time? Now, I'm also throwing you another curveball, your services. What are your 3 heavy hitters? Talk about this all the time, and I do this. It's very repetitive, but you need to like always zone in on what are my 3 heavy hitters, the ones that make me the bucks, that pay the bills, you know, put into savings, paying for that trip coming up. What are your 3 main services that make you money? So as an example, in my business, but now my business is changing a little bit more as I'm kind of wrapping up 2024, but that's okay. I'm in a season of change and growth here too. So weddings was a major one for me. Hair and makeup services for weddings. That was a big one for Trina Lane. We're getting rid of that. No more weddings. We're done. 2022 almost killed us. And it's still like that. There's just something that I was like, you know what? Again, when it no longer works, you've given all you've got for another 2 years. Sometimes it's better just to say, it's probably time. But that was where we were at one point, weddings. But now what's replacing weddings is my coaching and training. That's picking up steam. So that's where my passion lies, is serving others like this and helping. Right? Then I have a partnership with the Aesthetic Institute. I feel like a couple of you might have popped in from there, right? We all work together. That's the beauty of partnerships, right? Strength in numbers, guys, right? And for us, we do a lot of corporate headshots, branding, photos for other entrepreneurs. So you need to figure out, where does the money really need to come in? Because then that creates your umbrella, your safety net. Everything else becomes gravy. You want to become known for X, Y, Z. If you don't know the answer to that right now, that's okay. That's what we're here for. That's why you signed up for a masterclass. You're like, yes, I need to be there. Let's talk about this stuff. Okay. So from here, how much money is that? How many clients is that going to take to get you that monthly number? How many days do you need to, you know, provide for clients? Again, when are we working on the business too? Because you also need to have time to work on your business. And even write this down, on a wellness day, on a you day, that's a day for breaks and creativity, because that's when you really birth an idea that helps your career. So don't disregard a day off or 5. You'll know what you need. And then we're thinking about these services. What are the expenses attached to that? Like, we'll be talking about budgeting when we get into our last day together, because I got Janelle coming in talking about wealth to really bring us all together then. But it's just nice for me just to throw that your way, because that's what we're here for. We love what we do. We're passionate. We want to share our gifts with others, and we want to make good money. Amen. That's where I'm at too. See, back to school. Tuesday, wasting no time. Amen, Mary. That's right, girl. I love it. I feel that enthusiasm in just a text. This is good stuff. Heavy hitters. Now, here's a thought process, because we talk a lot about, we trade time for money. We need a person to make money. Am I right? Right? We're all in the business? Show of hands, right? I can only see 2 of you right now, but I'm assuming, right? You need someone to make money. So here's a thought process. If you're crunching some numbers this week while we're working on some stuff here and there, here's another thought to think about. What if you created like a subscription or a membership where your clients are buying into something on a monthly? They pay this much. They're always coming in to see you for something. That's smarter business. And you don't need to know how we're going to go about that right now. But that's why we got a few days together, because I'll keep referencing back, sharing some other ideas, sharing some thoughts once you hear some, you know, from our speakers and stuff like that too. But I'm a fan of, stop trading just your time for one person. and how much time also goes into, so we're going to talk about tech and tools tomorrow, but you need to create an ease with how people book in with you and how you're managing your clients. I'm going to already tell you that right now. So guess what? We need a booking tool. Krista's got a few fun things coming at us tomorrow that she's going to share and do a deep dive on. And I will too, but it's just nice to start kind of thinking about some highlights and some nuggets, how we want to spend these next 4 days. Okay. So a good booking tool, because you want to create ease. You don't have time to be DMing and texting and phoning and emailing. Ugh. Guys, tech's available for a reason. Okay. And there's ways to also keep in touch with your clients too, because I'm a fan of, again, just create some ease so the clients always just know where to find you. Okay. We getting a few good nuggets written down? Awesome stuff. Let me just recheck my notes, make sure I'm still on my schedule here. Perfect. I don't want to bombard you in the first hour together. You might not come back. No, I'm sure you'll come back. Okay, I got another question for you while we're talking about everything. We've talked about how much money, clients, creating packages, right? Now I have a question for you. Up until this moment, it's in your playbook, page 4. Any regrets and how you've been spending energy, money, and time? And be honest. I'm not going to ask you to share, but I would put that little note as something to kind of reflect on. And don't get hung up on it. Okay, this isn't meant to be a negative thing. Be like, oh my God, I'm a terrible person. That's not what we're doing here. But we are assessing. Okay, it is September. We got 4 months left of 2024. Let's shift how we think, how we play, how we work. Where are we coming into 2025? That's my question to you. So any little regrets on how you've spent your energy? This could be with people, with time, your money and your time. Get it? I would just write a few nuggets of like, I have learned this no longer applies. We got to say goodbye to that old habit. Follow me a little bit. Habits are key. Okay. Distractions. What's distracting us? Now, again, I'm in a place of seasons, especially for women, hormone cycles. I think we need to honor certain things at certain times. So you might not be given it all the time, and that's okay. I don't think you need to. We're not machines. We're not robots. And I will say we're certainly not built like men. We can work hard like a man. That's masculine energy. But we also need to be in tune with what we got going on every other week with our body, right? We laugh about it, but deep down we're all crying. We know. Why do I feel like this today, right? Why am I easily triggered today? And that's where you just need to sit and honor and be like, you know what, today just needs to be a light schedule. Whatever tasks I need to complete today are going to get bumped over to tomorrow. And that's okay. If we don't take time for rest, a break, you're going to lose it. And it's not pretty. And I've seen what I call hustle culture unfold. I've had burnout a couple times myself. And earlier this year, I was a witness to my husband not allowing breaks, you guys. My husband passed away, unfortunately. Uruj knows, Krista knows, it's not a good thing. Uruj's got personal stuff going on too. Krista's got personal stuff going on too. So we show up when we can and how we can. But I held off holding another round of a masterclass because I just actually wasn't mentally prepared yet. And that's probably why you got 10 a.m. versus 11 a.m. I'm human, you know, and this is what we talk about all the time. We want to have thriving careers, but we're not here to sell our souls. We got to be thriving. feeling juicy and content and trusting this entire process is where we're supposed to be right now. So I've already had like 3 cries this morning before I jumped on, because that's just how it goes. But welcome to being a human, right? And then again, this is the stuff that I like to do, enjoy and spend time with others, my friends. So, Rouge, welcome. Oh, your mic's not working, love. Oh, there we go.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Thanks for jumping on and joining us.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.
So Rouge and I have known each other now for several years. We were first actually introduced through the Aesthetic Institute. See? Like how
Yeah.
you find your humans. Rouge has built a successful business here locally in Calgary, but she's also taken her business international. So she's going to touch on a few things from personal and professional growth, what it takes to kind of get to like that level. And again, she too, like, we're not here to sacrifice ourselves, and it takes a team. So she's going to touch on a few things. But Rouge, please go ahead and introduce yourself. That would be wonderful.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Uruj, and I practice here in Calgary. I'm a clinical esthetician. I am specialized in skincare, and I have specialized in some of the fields that I am passionate about. One of them is like oncology aesthetics, and then I did some Onifix, some contraindicated skincare, and overall like holistic care. And I have done Sedesco because from the get-go, I wanted to actually expand my business. I have been living all over the globe. So when I came into this profession, I really wanted to practice and do some work out of the box and not like just locally. So my target actually took me, I think it's a manifestation of some kind, because it took me to Sedesco at first, because that allows you to practice international. And I started from there, and yeah, I never looked back after. So I would say like a very successful and very conscious decision that I took to start with Sedesco. And then I built my career to clinical, and then a specialization, and then, you know, the niche market. And yeah, and then after that, I was first off like practicing on my own, going back and forth, because I belong to Pakistan. Actually, my family lives there. And then I used to live in Dubai for 12 years. So I had some connections there. So I was going every year, and I felt like because I have this gift now, I can take it to those countries and I can share my experience and I can share my expertise there. So that's exactly what I started doing. And yeah, it's been going great. So it's very successful. I feel like I'm doing pretty good, and I'm very happy with where I am right now with everything going on in my life. That too.
And
So,
that's what's crucial, right? Still being like, I still
absolutely.
feel good no matter what.
Yeah. I still feel good. I feel good. I still feel like I'm on my right path, and exactly what I wanted to do, I'm doing it right now, which is, I think, one of the biggest part of success, when you're happy from like your inner being is happy for what you're doing, and you feel like you're connected still, being on the right path, doing the right thing. So that's exactly what I feel like I'm doing right now. So happy.
I love this. This is good stuff. Irish, do you have a presentation that you wanted to share with
I
everyone too as
actually
well? Would that
do,
be
yeah.
helpful? I feel like I might have to make you, this happened as the last time, I'm going to make you a host.
Okay. Then I can share my
Then you can share your screen. Yeah. So then at
Yep,
the bottom,
sure.
there's that green arrow that says share. See if that works for you there. Well, you're just getting set up. Krista threw Uruge's link in the chat as well. And we'll also be emailing out a replay at a later time too, so you have something to reference as well. But no, I'm so proud of you, Rouge, because I felt like, yeah, you started with like, I think we all start somewhere like this too, where we're kind of dabble, but when you have a vision in mind, and you're manifesting, again, it goes back down to those basics with how you want to build that career.
Mhm.
And you can't go about it alone. I think that's what we're all starting to pick up on, right?
Yeah,
I always say
absolutely.
no man's an island.
Well, honestly, you need to have that right people, the right team to actually build yourself and your career as well. So it's not always like you're the only person who's working for it and you're the only person who achieve all of this. You do start with your own self. That's 100% true. That's what I feel, and I felt like I did it. But then building those right kind of connections, right people around you, light collab, which was like the crucial part of all the growth that I have right now. So going through the Aesthetic Institute, I actually, the thing is like I was doing it privately. I was going back and forth to my to Dubai, to Pakistan, and I was doing my consultations and practice from like in these places. And then when I talked to Vanessa, the most amazing person, and she was like, at first she was very like happy because I went through all my career education from that institute. So looking at me doing all of that, she was very happy, very supportive. But then she was so supportive that she actually made me do it for the school. And now I'm going to Pakistan and Dubai, and I'm doing certifications there through Aesthetic Institute. So
So amazing.
it is amazing, yeah. And the kind of support that you need is very important. The right kind of people, the right kind of
The right kind of everything.
everything, absolutely. The right kind of
Yeah.
people, the right kind of friends,
Yeah.
the right kind of support, all of it.
So I think that's like one thing to write down is, you're going to make decisions, find some people and start small. You don't need everybody, just smart,
Absolutely.
one or two people to kind of collaborate with, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
this is good. Okay, I'm going to mute myself here so then you can present properly there.
Okay.
And if any of you have any questions along the way, just throw it into the chat because as I said, we're more than happy to open up that little Q&A here at the end, but we're just going to take the floor for the next chunk of time. So
Okay.
I'm going to mute. All right, have fun there.
Oh, thanks. So can everybody see that screen? And yeah, okay, fantastic. So it's all like bullet points and everything, like the typical kind of like presentation, but I am in a mood to actually talk about it more than like giving you like a class kind of thing. So if you guys feel like you need to ask any question or you guys need any kind of like a any personal question to me as well regarding all my work, you're welcome to do that. So it's pretty much very straight, like to the point kind of thing. The first slide that I'm talking about is the understanding international opportunities, which is very important. I was lucky enough to actually know the places that I took my business to, but if you are here practicing here and you want to reach out to not like across the sea just like me, and you want to take your business say to Mexico or somewhere, or even domestically, but you want to take your business from one city to another, you need to know the city that you are working in, how established you are there, and taking your business from this city to the other city, what that city offers you, what their rules and regulations are, if there's anything different that they do there, if there is anything that you feel like you need to know before starting your business. It's always a good idea to just know the local businesses there first, to actually get this exact idea that what exactly they're doing there. And maybe you can just like that, like collab with them for a little bit in the beginning to know exactly how they're running their business before investing yourself and your money and your energy into that business, taking it there. Very important thing. I lived in Pakistan. I was born in Pakistan. I lived in Dubai for many years, but still when I took my business to all these places that I called home, I really wanted to have that kind of like in-depth knowledge about the market and the potential of the market and what they actually are interested in. Because here in Canada, we kind of like practice things differently, be it like clinical or, you know, aesthetic based or anything. But when you are taking all of that to those countries, their potential, their like interests can be different. So there are so many benefits to expand yourself and take it to another city or country, but you need to actually know exactly why you want to do that before taking it there. So for me, because I felt like I had the opportunity of doing Sedesco, which actually allows me to practice internationally and also to get the niche of it. There are like very little market of people practicing oncology aesthetics, say. They are going to doctors to do their procedures and everything and not to the esthetician. And there's a completely different thing to go to a doctor and get those services done than to go to a specific esthetician who is actually trained in only that profession to, you know, get the help or get your services done. It's a completely different thing. I still, like in Calgary, I have my dermacare business and I practice with with the doctors here. Most of my clients comes from referral from doctors or plastic surgeons. Their patients are like the kind of patients, so they were referring it to me, and then I do this aftercare of their surgeries or whatever they're doing. So, but need to know that that's your niche and you actually want to do that internationally. You need to actually know if there is a market for it. In Dubai, it was like I'm telling you from my personal experience, it was a big market for it because it's a very open market. People from everywhere come to Dubai. It's kind of like a hub in between Europe and Asia. So people do come there, live there, work there. So they have the kind of like money and time and exposure as well. But in Pakistan, when I took it, it wasn't the same kind of market. So I was dealing with two different markets in the same kind of scenario. I was doing the certification first. I was going to Dubai, doing my thing there, completely different setup, completely different approach, and taking the same thing to Pakistan, doing it exactly the same thing there, the certifications, but in a completely different setup with a completely different kind of approach. So you actually need to have that mindset of switching from one place to the other without like feeling pressured, without feeling like you are like in a different or difficult situation. Establishing local presence in this slide too, it's very, very important. Like if you want to take your business to international level, first you have to have your good grip on the local market where you're going from. Like if you're going from Calgary, you need to have established business here, established practice here. You cannot just make like the idea pop up into your mind and you take your money and you go international, you want to practice there. It's not going to happen. You need to have your brand established here. And this is exactly what I did. I was here practicing my my aesthetics, and I had a really nice like clients who wanted to come back to me again and again and again. And that's how I knew that I am now able and I'm not ready to take it a step further. So, and also like the communication between your clients and yourself, and see how comfortable they are talking to you or coming back to you for advice, that too is very important, because once you're outside of your comfort zone, you have to have that confidence that you are going to attract right people and they are going to stay with you. Because if you're going there, doing something, coming back, and nobody's following you back, that too is a waste of time and your energy. Even though, like, I would rather not say waste of time, because it's kind of like a good experience, but still, you need to have some kind of like magic to yourself and your practice, that you will be able to attract those people who are following you back. Very, very important thing. You
May I
need,
interject, Urush?
yeah,
Because I think this
absolutely.
is a great tip. I don't know if you girls are writing these thoughts down, but she's talking about when you're building a personal brand, is understanding those lessons learned. That's how we kind of kicked off before
Oh,
Urush took
absolutely.
over, right?
Mhm.
What we don't want with our time and energy and where you want to go. And I think this
Yeah.
applies to being local, or if you're wanting to branch out at some point, partner with other
Mhm.
people elsewhere.
Absolutely.
This is great.
Absolutely.
Thanks for letting me.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it's actually a very important point, because usually what I see, and I have seen that in my practice, that people want to, like, they take inspiration and they want to do something. And when they see you practicing like that, they feel like, okay, there's a huge market out there. They will go and they will do their thing and they will come back and it will be very successful. But it can be successful. I'm not saying that it's not going to be successful, but the only thing is, like, you need to actually know when you're doing your magic here locally, you will know your potential and you will know how many people are going to follow you back. So once you establish that element in yourself, you can actually take it internationally. And this will be really easy for you to just go there and do your magic and people are going to follow you. So it's very important. And I feel like it's a magic, because it's not easy to actually attract people and making them, follow you back here. And when I went to Pakistan and I was doing that, I remember I did a crash course, and then I did a master class, and and the market there is completely different. Here we do master classes and we have a few people showing up. In Pakistan, when I did master classes, there were like thousands of people, and they were coming, like, they were in your face, and it was not even like online or something. It was like in a space where people are coming and they're asking questions, and these ladies are like aggressive as well. So you need to have that element in you, the confidence in you, that you're facing a completely different kind of people. And I'm not, because I have lived in a different places, I do have that confidence of facing different kind of people. But not every time when you're doing that, you're that comfortable. So also knowing your comfortability, if you are comfortable facing people or you're comfortable having an online class, that too is a very, I think, important point. You need to actually write it down, because it is a very important point, that if you are comfortable doing it online, take it there, because it's not that you have to do exactly what the other person is doing, because sometimes you are inspired by people and sometimes you're copying people. And when you're copying people, you become their copy. And when you're inspired by people and you're following their footsteps, you kind of like grow your own personality. There's a difference between those two. So, and what kind of scale you want to take your business to. Not every time you want to take your business internationally on a very big scale where you're showing up on TV and media and people are talking about you. It could be a very small thing, like a small clinic or a small business that you collab with, and you go there and you practice and you want to establish that slow market for yourself, and you build from there. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I was lucky enough to start like on a huge scale, but not necessarily every time when you do that. And honestly, like, I did it on a very huge scale and I actually came down. I scaled it down because it was way too much to handle. And I was kind of like not ready maybe. And I realized that I wasn't ready to handle thousands of emails and thousands of messages and hundreds of people asking me questions, and going to places and people are coming to me and randomly, like on the middle of the road, they're asking me whether I have any solution for their acne problem or something. So you need to know that even if you started big and you want to go down, there's nothing wrong with that. It's always a good idea to just see your potential and see your energy as well. Preserve your energy. You need it. Yeah, and you will need it like throughout your business, like throughout your career. And you want to use that energy and like make it into positive energy, because energy is there. You can make it negative or positive. You just want to take it to positive. So preserve it, use it on a right scale, right mood, right comfortability that you're in, and that will help you in the long run. Solid local foundation that we're talking about, it's very important. You need to have your boots on the ground. You need to have your grip on the market. You need to know your market, where you're starting from, and take it from there and slowly build your business from there. I actually consider international, even if you are practicing here in Calgary and you're taking it to Edmonton. That too is like a shift of your business, because you're practicing here on a smaller scale, and then you have the courage and the ability to actually take it to another city where the kind of like a market, people's nature can be different, because when you live local, you know the nature of the city and everything. And when you go to other place, it's a completely different thing. Like I feel like I'm not very comfortable when I go to Edmonton. I don't enjoy there. It's my city. My city's Calgary. I enjoy here. So if you are like that, and if you want to take it, that too is like a big shift. And it not necessary every time when we take international, it's not like you have to be in the plane and go somewhere far away. So just taking your business from your bubble to like in the open market is a big shift. So you need to have that courage, and you actually, whoever is doing that, or even if you're doing it online, give yourself a credit, because not everybody's able to do these kind of things. So give yourself credit, give yourself like pat on the shoulder every time you do something good, because it's not easy. It's always hard to actually expand yourself no matter what you're doing. So what else? There are so many important things that I feel like slide to slide is not very important. I want to just talk about it more because it's easier that way. And honestly, when you like the way I'm saying, like you need to know the market nature, and you need to know how people are reacting to your business. When I was taking my business from here to Dubai and to Pakistan, those places are completely different. They are like everything is different. The religion is different, the culture is different, the behavior of people are different. And I took so many good points from there, and I'm actually applying it here right now in my business as well, because it helped me to expand my business here locally. One of the things, the key point that I'm gonna give you is like in Dubai, there is the people do cover up, like ladies, they cover themselves, and they're not very comfortable taking off their hijab or their abaya or something in front of other people. We need to actually we need to be aware of these things. These are very important things when you're doing, even like locally here, there is a big community of Muslims or other religions that they have their own kind of rules that they follow with. And when you're practicing and somebody walks into your business and they have these kind of like, call it like their demands or whatever they have, I think it's a good idea for you to be ready mentally to cater them. So what I did is like I have a special like sign for my door that if somebody's not comfortable taking off their hijab in front of everyone, so I make them comfortable into my own room, and they can, they can share that. And it's not like they're not going to do it. The only thing is they want you to understand that it's important for them. So recognizing them, giving them like that comfortable space, telling your setup that this lady or whoever it is here, and you are going to be a little restricted in this area. I do with my staff as well. I let them know that I'm like, this lady is not comfortable and you guys are not walking in if you need anything. Like it's important thing to not walk into a room when you're practicing something to begin with, but to have that special caution when you're facing somebody like that is very important. And it's actually a really good thing for your business to have those kind of things catering in your business. It's very important. It's very important for you. You don't want to miss out on a big community or a big client numbers just because you're not ready or you don't know about that. So you need to actually know what these requirements are of the market. Also, tailoring your services exactly the way you are, like wherever you're practicing, it's very important for you. So the McDonald's,
I need to laugh here for a second. This is too good.
It's easier to understand and it's easier to actually remember that, because burger, you cannot actually forget burger. So
can I add in too? This is not everybody's facial.
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's always actually important. I know when I do my laser services here, and the market has its own kind of like way of telling you. Here in Canada, I see people are interested in lasers, people are interested in fillers, they're interested in Botox, they're interested in everything, right? And every advanced clinical practice can be easily practiced here because people from normal backgrounds and now a normal like financial backgrounds are coming and doing it because they can actually afford it, but not everywhere it's the same. And also people do have preferences. Like a very small thing I remember when I was practicing in Dubai. These ladies, they are fancy ladies. Like they have the money for it, they have everything for it. But to my surprise, they don't do their nails. I know, it's crazy. They don't do their nails. And they are more into like normal kind of nail polish that you can actually remove whenever you want. There's a reason for it, because they pray 5 times a day. So they need to wash up, and they don't, like, it's obligatory for them to not have anything covered on their skin or anywhere so they can wash up properly. So for the ablution, they need to have those nails cleared. So that's why if they are and within the time of like when you are having your period, so for a week there you can do all of these things, but for, who would go and do like gel nails for a week? It's it's way too much. So that market actually does not have a big market for nails, even though there's a lot of money. And in Pakistan, it's the same. But in Pakistan, people do not go for fillers commonly. They don't like it. They don't prefer it. And for Botox, very little market, a very small market. I was practicing there, and the people who are coming for kind of like laser treatments or Botox and fillers are mostly celebrities. people from media or somebody like that who are showing their faces all the time on the TV are coming for fillers and Botox. Not everybody was interested in that. And the normal local lady is not interested at all for so many other reasons, but they're not. So you need to know your market. You need to know the people's behavior. You need to know, and one more very, very important thing that I realize, and I do my online consultation on the weekends here. And you need to know the market and what they're carrying in as like products wise. You need to have that market research for yourself. Very important thing, because what I do is like I do consultations online. After I go once a year, I do certifications, I do my practice there. When I come back, obviously people follow, and I have my portal, like my WhatsApp and my emails and everything, and people do ask me questions. So I cater them on weekends, because weekend is a time where I'm not working in my clinic. So what I do is like I do consultations with them online, and sometimes I do video calls as well. But I cater them on their time. So that's like my late night and their early morning times. It's crazy. You need to know all of these things. You need to know where your time zone is. So when I host classes from here for my certification, because it's a hybrid course and I do online theory, and then I do the practical there in front of me. So when I'm doing my classes, I hosted my classes here from 9 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the morning. So, and I was hosting it like that because it's a morning time there. So I have to be very mindful of when I'm hosting these people to cater them on their time, to give them that like, because there are so many online studies that people do through universities and all, but the timing, they don't have any flexibility. So knowing your people, where you're going, taking your business, and then knowing what you can offer differently for them so they can attract towards you, you need to have some kind of like very kind of exciting and different package for them. So one excitement for them was like, oh, it's their own regular morning time that they can take easily their classes, when like most of the ladies, they were like sending their kids to school, the husbands are gone, so they're sitting in their home and taking the class, which is which was very like kind of like they were very thankful of that. So many students, my students, funny thing is like they're mostly doctors, they're mostly highly professional people, and they're taking those classes, and they're very thankful because they did so many courses online through universities and they had no flexibility of time. So when they were doing my classes, they knew that this is something different, this is something that she's like tailored for us. So they were feeling like it was like exclusively offering for them, which was like very nice for them. And they still, like, I remember after those classes, so many people came up to me and they were trying to register, even though the registrations were not open, but they were excited to actually do that because they found it really comfortable for them. So you need to know that. Then I did my market research by myself, and I did hire like a local company who did some market research for me for products, obviously, because when you're going to other places, not necessarily everything that you have here, the products that you're suggesting to people, not everybody has that. And we kind of like don't know because we are here in Canada and US, and we kind of feels like everything that we can name off, we can just go and buy from the market. It's not like that everywhere else. So you need to know your local market there, and you need to know what kind of products they carry and what kind of products you can actually offer them, because not every products in the market right now here that I suggest to my clients. I'm a very picky person and I am very sensitive about like suggesting products or services to my clients, even though like people do come with their own kind of choices. But there are so many times when I have to tell them like, no, this is not suitable for you, or you're not doing that. You're not buying $100 moisturizer when you can buy a $23 moisturizer that is going to give you even more benefits than the $100 moisturizer that you're buying right now. So you need to know all of these things. You need to have that information, that market research handy when you're doing all of these things, because and every time you're going there, every time you're practicing that, or every time you are like every 6 months, you need to upgrade that as well, because market do change when you go. Yeah, and it's fast. It's fast. Like every few months, there's something new coming in the market. There is a new retinol in the market, and everybody wants to use that retinol. And you need to know if that thing is actually suitable for everyone, or if that's a good product, or if they're not lying, the product itself is worth buying or not, if you're suggesting it or not. So constantly upgrading yourself on that is very important as well. Health and safety standards are very different from here. There are so many different things happen. People do malpractice. They do things that you don't want to practice. So you need to have your own rules in order as well as knowing the health and safety standards wherever you're practicing. It's very important for you. Also, your own rules are very important. Like you can have all the information, but if you say, I was doing a consultation in a clinic where they were not following health and safety rules. They were not clean enough. They were not safe enough. And my room was very clean, very organized, and everything. Obviously, the way we practice here. So the health inspector who came in, he actually shut down the clinic, and I was practicing in that clinic. My room was there, and my room was passed, but because the clinic was shut down, you can't, like, you're just, so you need to know, and you need to actually practice in an environment where they are aware enough to actually do all of these things and follow that, and need to listen to you. You need to have your own voice in that as well. It's very important for you to do
I
that.
think that's a great tip, and I think everyone should add that in there because at some point you're going to have to run things by Alberta Health.
Oh yeah.
They're the people that, right, give you the
Yeah.
stamp of approval, and then this is what you guys use for your branding, by the way. Approved
Yeah.
by Alberta Health, and then people are like, "Oh, good, she's safe. That's good."
It's very important because when I started practicing, there was like a derma needling, and there were so many off the market derma needling pens that were like in the market. Everybody was using it. The clinic that I went to started doing my thing. The lady who was doing needling there had a really bad equipment. So my doctor was like, she was actually forcing me to use the same equipment, and she was like, oh, that's fine, it doesn't matter, we were doing it like for past 5 years, nothing happened. And I was like, I'm not doing that. So either you're just bringing the right equipment, or I'm not practicing here. And I just put my foot down, and you need to do that. It's very important for you to have your own voice, and you need to know exactly what the rules and regulations are. You need to actually follow those regulations because it's for your own good. It is going to build your reputation in the end. And even though if you're not able to access, just like that clinic got shut down, but the clients, they were following me wherever I went. So I went somewhere else, and everybody was following me there. So it's not that my business shut down. It didn't happen to me. It was very convenient for me because they know exactly what I was doing. Budgeting, obviously, very important. You need to have that budgeting in order. your things in order. Also, I see like when you start making money, it's easier for you to just, put down 30%, 40% for your business, and then everything else is like, you have fun with it. Do have fun with it because you're actually making your hard-earned money, and it's kind of like need to spend that money on you. But very important to make that money and put it into your business. That's where your business is going to grow and stay, and will grow slowly, but you need to have that money in the right place. Putting back into business is always a good idea. As much as you're putting into your business is going to give you more out of your business. So very, very important thing. Smart, like it's a way of like establishing your business. And these are the key points, like a specific, measurable, achievable. Like you have to have those goals in order when you're starting your business, because you need to actually believe in yourself. The most important key point when you're doing any kind of business is believing in yourself. And when you're failing, you need to actually know and give yourself credit for failing, because you're trying. You can never fail if you're not trying. So give yourself a credit there when you're failing, and you need to actually take pride in that you were one of those people who failed because you tried. So very important thing. And not that, like when I talk about the success of business and how I established my business, how I'm doing my business, it's not always everything was successful. There were failures in that, and you learn from that. And the failures actually made me learn even more than the success, because success is like happy. You just go through it, and in the end, you're a happy person. But when you're failing, or something is restricting you from where you want to be, that's when you actually kind of started to know different avenues to go to like achieve your goal. So you realize that there's not only one way to achieve that. There's so many ways to achieve that goal. It's gold. Failure is gold. So never feel like you're a failure. It's just a opportunity that you tried and something happened to you. It's fine.
This is good stuff. I just want to check it in on our crowd. You guys getting some good nuggets? Yeah, feeling it. I love it. So we
Yeah,
got a couple more minutes for Uruj, and then we're
yeah.
going to open it for a little Q&A.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Well,
love.
I actually did not want to bore anyone by just going slide by slide and talking about it. It's such a boring thing, I honestly, I feel like I'm gonna just yawn and sleep after that. So I don't want to do that. So, and it's easier to actually remember when we're talking like friends, instead of like me being a teacher. I'm not a teacher, honestly. Like I can talk and people can remember. That's all I do. And well, the next thing is like identifying risk. That too is like it's all connected with your finances, with your taxes, with your practice and everything, like how you're doing things, when you're doing things, how you're gonna make your like a team building, which is very important. When you're doing business like that, you're doing it locally, you kind of like make your own team who works for you, not the clients, not the patients, but a team that actually supports you into that. And I think one of the most important thing is to have those right people around you, even though they're not supporting you 24/7, but knowing that these people are around you. And if in case you need any kind of support, these people are there. It's, I think one of the things that keep me going, even though like I go through life and life is just slapping me all over right now, but knowing that I have this support system around me, giving me a good foundation to be in the business and still try every day, even though like some days are like I feel like it's not working for me. But I think everybody has those days. and to recognize those days, to actually, you know, be comfortable with those days and feeling like it's okay, it's fine, you can do it. So building your team, even though you're not taking help 24/7, very important. Need to have those right people around you. When you feel like you need some kind of help, some kind of guidance, you can turn to them and you can ask them questions and they can answer you. And being comfortable there and trusting them then whenever they are going to answer you is going to be the right answer for you, and you can trust them for that. Very important thing. Strategies, insurance, local partnerships, always important. You need to know when you're I have my people in Dubai, I have my people in Pakistan when I'm organizing my classes. Not because I have to organize it every year on a different times, I have those people who are supplying equipment for me when I'm just hosting a class anywhere in the city. They're bringing their stuff. They know exactly what I need. I just tell them these things are required, and they're just bringing it for me, setting up for me. And when I'm done, they're taking those equipment with them. I just have to pay them. I have, like, we have a trust and bond with each other. They're just a text away. So have to have those things in order when you're doing something like that, taking it internationally or taking it even from one city to the other. You need to have your people who are working with you, who are comfortable with you, and you are comfortable with them and trusting them is very, very, very important. So, and I think that's it. The most important thing, I think, from all of this, one thing that I want to say in the end before just going to Q&A is believe in yourself.
Beautiful.
You guys are able to do that. That's why you're here. And if anything happens in life, you know that you did it. You tried. It's a failure, but next time it is going to be a success. So believing in yourself, no matter what, is the most important thing in all of this.
This is beautiful. Thank you, Aruj. This was good stuff. I love it. And you know what, you touched on a few things too that we kicked off this morning's masterclass with. So who's got their pen, paper handy for a second? Because we're going to carry this into tomorrow. So do that mini market research, get to know your area. And Aruj covered that. You may not be expanding into Edmonton or Dubai anytime soon, but it's all kind of the same play. It's getting back to those basics, you guys. You know, how people are spending their money, who's your clients, determining your 3 heavy hitters, figuring out that price point. I think getting back to like kind of like that beginning is like really essential. And as you just said, you know, believing in what you're setting yourself up for by partnering up with others, because I say that all the time too. Can't do all these things alone, right? So this is great. Do we have any questions for Uruj? Would anybody like to ask Uruj anything, or drop it in the chat if you're too scared to talk? That also works as well.
Scared to talk? I'm not that scary. Come on, talk.
Drop it in the chat. In the meantime, while you're typing anything out, I would like to also let you guys know that we're going to be obviously coming back tomorrow at 11, and we're going to be doing a deep dive into your toolkit. You get to hear from Krista, virtual assistant YYC. So she's going to come from a different angle, working with all different industries, which is actually great because at the end of the day, tech and tools will still apply no matter what industry you're in. And then I also have Tevi from the Burnout Lab. So she's coming from a personal side, how to prevent burnout in having a successful career. And she's also too someone who's had like burnout. So she knows what she's talking about. And then so tomorrow at 11, we're going to get started. In your playbook on page 4, that last question there, can you guys do me a favor? Because we're going to bring that to tomorrow. What are some distractions, fear, past mistakes, juggling, time, money? What's kind of like maybe preventing you from kind of moving forward? I think that would be great. Now, there is a question in here from Mary. Do you have a team or solo? I think Aruj is a blend of it all.
Yes, I am.
We all are.
I have a team, and then I am solo as well. Sometimes when I go practice international, if I'm not doing certification from the school, I'm doing it on myself. I have kind of an assistant there in Pakistan and in Dubai. They take care of my all my appointments and everything. And we communicate throughout the year. And when I go there, she's ready with everything, with the list of people that I want to see and all my consultations and all my practice and everything. So it's kind of like goes both ways, whichever is comfortable for you. But most of the time, you don't need a huge company when you're doing an international kind of practice, because you don't want to handle different kind of people. You want to have one person or trustworthy one or two people who are taking care of everything. And then you're communicating with them and you're open to, don't be a celebrity when you're doing these kind of things. You need to be connected with people and you need to actually talk back and forth with them.
Yeah, I agree. And that's 2024. Human
Absolutely.
touch,
Oh, yeah.
human touch. Everybody needs people.
Even though AI is everywhere, but
Yeah.
you need that human touch everywhere.
And that's what we're talking about tomorrow too, right? Like technology is there to create ease, but it's not taking over. Like
Mhm.
you can't, not in this like business. And
No.
then Cassia said, Uruj did a fantastic presentation,
Oh, thank
has
you.
invested the whole time. That's beautiful. That's great. Well, thanks for being here, Rouge. What you'll have to
My
do
pleasure.
though, because I need you to actually return hosting back to me. So
Okay.
you'll have to close your share screen.
Okay.
Stop sharing. Hang tight for 2 seconds here, guys. Zoom doesn't make it easy.
Yeah, no.
Again, gotta have human touch. Can't always just be tech, right?
Okay.
So you just unshare along the bottom there, love.
Stop share. Okay.
There you go. And then where you see my video here, my face,
Mhm.
along the top right, there's 3 little dots. Just kind of hover your mouse over in the top right of this my face,
Okay.
the corner of my little TV screen, whatever it's
Yeah.
called. Click on that, and then it should say return host or make host.
Okay.
Something like that. Something about a host.
Hmm.
Like just in my little window,
Yeah.
the right of my head.
It's not on your head. It's like down here somewhere. Those 3 lines,
Nope. Nope.
dots and
It's by
more.
my head. It's by my head.
Why am I not seeing that then?
You gotta hover your mouse. Mute will pop up, and then there's 3 little dots.
Hmm.
Pretty sure that works. Krista, is that working on your end like that? 3 little dots? Top right corner, just by my face. Okay. Well, Uruz is monkeying around there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Krista throw in some links. I want you ladies to take a peek at these links when you get a hot minute today. So she's gonna throw them in there. My coaching and consulting program is on sale. So we're running some cool things and there's lots of bonuses attached to that. So take a peek with that. She's going to include a code as well. So if we're thinking we really want to scale and take our businesses to the next level, take a peek at that because this is what I do. Okay. And then we're also running a contest. Who's part of our Facebook community page? No? Okay, Krista, we got to throw that in the chat too. Is everyone seeing the chat box? We still got it? We're good? Okay. Get in our Facebook community. Invite your colleagues and industry friends. I'm running a contest. On Friday, I'm going to announce who the winner is. You get to win a free 2-hour strategy session with me. So if you know some other people who could be benefiting from this masterclass, please invite them to the community page. But right now it's 45% off early bird, and there's lots of bonuses and packages all within there, you guys. You should take a peek. And then tomorrow we're coming back at 11 to move into toolkit. And I like to also talk about like kind of like our digital bubble. And again, creating that ease. Like what do we actually really need without spending too much money, but also understanding what our clients need from us. And then this creates ease for us. Does that sound good? There we go. Everyone got those links there? You might want to open them up just so then you have them. I think Uruj is having a struggle. Yeah, Technology. I love it. Okay, any other last thoughts before I let you go for your lunch and enjoy this beautiful day? No, this was great. Well, thank you, Rush, for sharing. And thanks to all of you for jumping in with us today. And tomorrow, 11 a.m., let's do this all over again. It was amazing. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
Okay,
being here, everyone. Thank you so
have a
much.
beautiful day. We'll talk to
Bye.
y'all soon. Bye for now.
Bye.